Now, the State Department of Transportation and Development is putting its cold weather plan in place. This is to keep the roads safe if they're impacted later in the week. Our Gabrielle Parrish is live at the DOTD in Bossier City, telling us more about preparation for de-icing roads if needed. Hey, Gabrielle.
Hey Alex, so I'm at the largest salt house in the area, and behind me over 1 million pounds of salt. Now all of this most likely will not get used just unless we just get severe freezing temperatures to where it would have to be used. But DOTD tells me that they are more than prepared. Now let's take a live look of I-220 where DOTD tells me that normally they would close it for this type of situation, but this year they are not doing it. And they do close it as a preventative measure, but not this year. So now let's hear more with Aaron Buchanan, who is the Public Information Officer with DOTD.
We will work to treat all of the bridges and overpasses on the north section of I-49. That means from North Market in Shreveport north to the Arkansas state line in both directions, obviously.
She also says if the roads freeze over, about 40 trucks like these will be deployed to lay down salt. DOTD plans to work with other municipalities to make sure traffic keeps flowing if bad weather strikes. They're already loading trucks with de-icing material to be ready.
We've implemented a new material called Pavix. It's a liquid that's applied to the bridge. And that it helps prevent the ice from adhering to the bridge, and so you don't end up with a solid sheet of ice.
Stand closer to you. Here at DOTD, Aaron, you have given us a lot of great information today. So some people are concerned about I-49 closing going into Shreveport. So just tell me, what all goes into making that decision?
So I-49, and we refer to that as our urban section. That's the section in Shreveport from Burt Coons to I-20. So all of that section of roadway is elevated. So it's basically one long bridge. And so trying to work to keep that open through the use of de-icing materials, salt, that would suck a lot of resources, and so those resources can be put in other places. I-20, this year I-220 again. We're also going to work to ensure that I-49, the northern section to the Arkansas line, remains passable. We won't close that as a preventative closure this year. So it wouldn't be a good and strategic use of resources to try and keep the urban section of I-49 open. It's part of our plan to close that. So, that's still the plan. But we do have some pretty significant changes, as you noted, with our plan this year that'll hopefully, help keep traffic moving. But again, we always ask you not to travel if you don't absolutely have to.
Thank you for that, Aaron. And then just tell us this. Historically, DOTD does not treat, it only treats bridges and overpasses for salt. So tell us, why is that?
Yeah, so again, it goes back to, to resources and what's smart about that. Louisiana as a whole, we just don't have the amount of equipment and salt and those types of things on hand because we just don't really need to treat the roadway itself. Plus, you've got roadway warmth that factors into that. And so our trouble spots typically are the bridges and overpasses, and so that's what we want to ensure gets treated, and we want to be able to do that across our 7-parish district here in this region. It's the same for all the other districts as well. So when somebody asks, is the roadway treated, the bridges and overpasses along that roadway, that state highway, are treated, just not the roadway itself. And of course, that's why you see the signs that says the bridge will ice before the road, and so that's where we put our resources too.
Aaron, thank you so much for all of that information. Sure. Now, KTBS3 will continue to keep you updated with all the weather coverage in regards to what is transpiring. Reporting live for KTBS3, I'm Gabrielle Parrish.